All right, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is you're connected from, wherever you're watching this video from. And in this particular video, we're going to be going through our weekly analysis trading compass. Okay, everything JPY. What can we potentially expect on JPY assets as we look to trade this week? And during the course of our analysis, we're going to be looking at the JPY basket. We'll look at JPY features. We look at the GBP JPY, USD JPY, Euro JPY, CAD JPY, and the rest of the JPY assets. Last week was a very, very, very much fruitful week for each and every one of us in the free Telegram community. The link is always in the description box, so you can check it to join. I shared some trading opportunities as regarding what our analysis we had last week, and it was a very, very, very beautiful trade. It was a very beautiful trade for each and every one of us in the community. And we want to proceed now again in this video to look at what we can potentially expect in the JPY basket for the coming week. All right, so let's proceed. We're going to start from the JPY basket. On the JPY basket, we have our monthly dealing range to still be the same monthly dealing range we're looking out for, which is going to span from these lows all the way to these highs, right? As marked out in the last video. And coming down to the daily time frame, you can see the structure is still heavily, is still very much bearish. Okay. And yesterday, or sorry, in the last video of the daily compass, I was telling you guys that structure is bearish. Turning to line charts, you're going to see the structure clearly, all right? We had lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Price broke structure, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. It broke structure, and we've been respecting this structure ever since then. So as at the time of the analysis last week, we had these buyers, right? This was Friday last week, and then into Monday, we ran these lows, no doubt, and we were expecting that this is going to be our trading range. We want to see price give us some retracement for us to begin to sell. So Monday, Tuesday, we got sell. Wednesday, Thursday, into Friday, we got that buys into that point of interest, or rather, into the trading range, and we saw the close below. Now, one of the things I love about this close is, as you can see our quarter point levels here, these lows or these candles closed below those particular levels, and hence is a good suggestion that we should be expecting the JPY basket to sell all the way to the 6,500 levels. All right, so coming down to the 4-hour time frame, you can see clear zones where price, all right, came to play. It would have been sweeter, or it would have been better if we had seen a tap right into this zone, all right, for that sell, but we did not get that. All right, price came well above 50% of the daily range that we are playing, and we began to get that move. So even on the 4-hour time frame, you can see we had, after this break, we had the higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and you can see how price neatly broke past this, and we can now potentially expect some bearish price action. Now, this is how I would want to trade it. On Monday, I would be expecting some good move. If you look at the 1-hour time frame, I will be expecting to see some deep retracement on these guys. At least that retracement should come back all the way to these levels right here before we can start selling back to the downside. Now, one sure fact is when we get back to this level, we can potentially expect those break, and then we take our trade down, or price may eventually want to come and mitigate off that 4 hours levels, and we can start seeing price go down. It would be a very risky trade for me to just want to enter from here or look for selling positions. So I would just prefer to watch and react. London session on Monday will be the very best time to now see what we can get from the market. All right, so having said that, we can now proceed to analyze the GBP JPY and know what we can potentially expect from these guys. On the daily time frame here, so bearish bias on GBP, on the JPY basket rather, means bullish bias on all XXS JPY. So that will mean that, as you can see, our daily time frame structure still span from these highs, lows, and then these highs. So we are trading within this daily structural range, which is pretty much interesting. And having seen that, we can potentially expect these highs to get cleared, and overall some other targets, maybe price getting to the 198 levels for overall target. But then, just as we saw on the JPY basket, we are still trading within this minor daily time frame range, and that is a range within a range. This is the overall range, but you can see we are still trading within this range We traded within that, we got a close above that, and we are still trading within this minor range. So this is not a true defined higher low based on the higher time frame, because there are chances for price to still clear here and eventually go all the way up. But what we want to see is just know that we are bullish. That is the bias. All right, the progression of what to expect or what we can expect on this particular asset. I'll give the daily breakdown on the free Telegram channel, and so you can join our channel. The link is going to be in the description, and that is where you get updates on what to expect on this asset on a week-to-week basis, okay, or on a day-to-day basis. So as you can see on the JPY 4 hours time frame, we came back down into this point of interest right here, somewhere there, and that was the tap for us, and we got this 4-hour structural break. But then this is something we can also potentially keep our eyes on, because there are chances that yes, price can go all the way up from here, considering that we are bullish, but there are also chances that we might want to see a good retracement down here to buy. And I have the feeling that if price should come back as low as this to give that mitigation to buy, there are chances that we might break below and find some other places below down or below to reject from to begin to buy. On the USDJPY, our bias also is still bullish. At least we are still respecting the daily time frame structure. This is the daily time frame range we're trading within, these lows and these highs. And after this break, we got this break and that close above. Sure, to make things a little bit more interesting, if you zoom in to the daily time frame structure, you will see something here. We got price close above this, turning to line chart, you'll see it's clearer, right? So giving us this to be that previous lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Then we got that break of structure, higher highs, higher lows, and now a new higher high. So we are actually trading within this daily range, and we are going to remain bullish unless we see a counter break to the downside. That is when we can now start looking for bearish opportunities. So if you watch my video in the channel on how to build bias, you see why I trade daily time frame structure exactly the way I trade them. So we are trading within these lows and these highs. That is our daily time frame range. And we got price come within these levels. And on the 4 hours time frame, I think it's clearer right there. That was where we came right into these levels to mitigate off from these levels. And now we've gotten another 4 hours break of structure. A potential retracement to give a clearer entry is going to be beautiful. And we can now start seeing price trend all the way to the upside. So what I can potentially expect here is on the 1 hour time frame, let's see, within those zones, all right, we have some imbalance and levels right there where we can potentially expect price action to come into, all right? Maybe we can get a trade into these levels. More evidence will be very good to ride this trade all the way to the upside, okay? So I'll keep my eyes on this on the USDJPY. Then the EURJPY was only the asset last week that was defying the odds, okay? It wasn't moving like other assets were moving. We had some bearish move Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then, Thursday, Friday, bullish move. But then EURJPY throughout the week was heavily bullish. And I would prefer to stay out on the EURJPY and just focus on the GBP-JPY and the USD-JPY. For the CAD JPY, you can see the same thing also. The CAD JPY gave us something very much interesting. We are trading within this range, all right, this daily range, lows and highs. So price has not cleared that high, neither did we clear this low. So we are obeying all the minor structure you can find here for price to go all the way up. So by next week, we just know that, okay, we can expect some more bullish price action on CAD JPY. And all this is in alignment with what we have on the JPY basket. Now, if you see the minor structures, you will see them clearly right here. We got, right, within this trading range now, we got this daily break right here. If I zoom in more, you will see that daily break, higher highs, higher lows, some of these higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And we got this new higher highs, higher lows, but price is still respecting. Obviously, we're trading within this range. So some plays from some key levels, and this is our continuation. So by next week, I will be expecting to see a little retracement on these assets, even if it is on the 4 hours time frame. All right, that would be very nice. Maybe just as we have on the USDJPY, if we can get that retracement somewhere down there, and that will be our bullish continuation. So either way, we're going to just trade safe next week, okay? There are points of interest that will be best for us to expect that retracements to now start buying these assets all the way to the upside. All right, there are good points of interest resting below that we can potentially expect price to come to start buying. So this is going to be my bias on all the JPY assets. And like I said, updates on this particular asset will be shared freely to our Telegram community. So if you want to follow with this analysis and the potential trade you can get from there, do well to go to the description box. You're going to see the free Telegram channel link. Join the Telegram channel. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and drop a comment if you have any question or you have something for me to address. Just drop it in the comment section. I'm going to check that out and I'm going to make a video regarding that for you, okay? So don't forget also to hit the like and subscribe button, turn on that notification bell for more content like this, and stay tuned for other things that will be coming your ways, okay? So thank you all for watching to the very end. And trade safe, clap easy, don't blow your accounts. Next week is a great week already for us. And see you guys soonest. Bye, guys. Cheers. Shalom, shalom.